Good morning, MMT. We're 13 minutes into the opening bell, 6:42 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8/13/2013. Baidu opening bell gap, short, straight down, hits the highs right here. I'm going to put it in the MMT platform, and it was a sell gap in the dog days of August. IR is at 23 cents a teeny. 0.59. He was slightly 9.48 teenies. He was $2.21. It's $1.45 13-minute bell on the opening bell, and how to get long when it comes down. So put limit orders out to buy Baidu at, let's say, 136.85 cents to go long. So go submit an order to buy Baidu long. Go ahead and put the short order out. Like I said, it's going to have to be 138.40 for now. We're going to look at how to buy.
I'm short 100 at 138.
What I would like to tell the MMTs on that opening bell, how to short that opening bell gap. That's a nice trade. So let's say you get 200 shares up here, and we add 300 out here at the diamond. You get a total of 500 shares. Bam, you hit support, you come up. But stocks on 8/13 on a Tuesday are having an opening gap sell. And why do I say that? Because if you look across the board, you pull Apple over here, and you can clearly see where Apple opening bell gap, reversal short, and this is happening today. That did not happen yesterday. It's in the dog days of August. Opening bell gap, how to sell short, take the move, and then come out. That's on Apple, opening bell gap short. There is some other ones that we'd like to share with you as well. The Netflix trade. The Netflix trade. Opening bell to the high, 258.8, straight down here to 256.6. It did not do that yesterday. It did not. Yesterday was a very low volume. They had walked it up, and today it's working in the dog day of August 8/13. We are now 21 minutes to the opening bell with the MMTs live in action right here. So that was a very nice reversal. And it did it today. So listen, August can be challenging for both the Bulls and the Bears both. Both parties equally have a significant amount of risks on lower volume. So they can walk it up in the electronic system, or walk the bids down on low volume, or walk them up on low volume. Right here, we definitely got a bottom in, and we're going to watch how that bottom, we're going to see that sell gap, and that's on Netflix here and now. That's on Netflix, and it's here and it's now. And here's that Baidu trade. We got limit orders out there at 136. Let's take a look at where our limit order. We do have a limit order to go long out there. So let's see what that order is. 300 shares at 136.26. It's right there, to buy in the trade monitor. Let's take a look, and that would be wholesale. The stop market order for the MMT is going to be 135.90. And that is called, if you're long the stock, it's called a sell stop. And how do we do that? Well, when you're on Baidu, you would go to the button day, and you would go to STP, and that would be a sell stop, and you would put the price in here, and it would be 135.90. Once you get hit long the equity, you would go to the setting in the Sterling Pro and go to S/STP, put the amount, and hit sell, because it's a sell stop. You're long the shares if you get hit down there at 136.25. And that's 136.25. We already know that that's out there in the marketplace. We know that the high was 138.9, and if we come down there and get hit at that price level, see, it's only up 52 cents on the day. It's still, 52 cents positive now. But nonetheless, it was a sales gap, as we know. This is how the order execution on Baidu will work. I'm going to conclude that within the opening bell, I'm going to let the MMTs be very aware of some other stock plays. Okay? And I'm going to move these over here out of the way because that's what we're going to do. And the thing about it is, the apple is getting a little bit weak. They all were hit today in the dog day today. And it doesn't work that way every day because in the bid and ask ranges, they can walk them up or they can walk them down. Both the bull and the bear and all of our alarms. Look at all our alarms going off. So I'm going to pull up the Google chart right now. And I'm going to show another chart. I'm going to show the Amazon short. Pre-market, Amazon, opening bell. I'm going to hit the diamonds. You can see that little bit of a gap down, but look at Amazon coming straight down here to the bottoms, and we have alerts down here. Get ready to buy the dip down here. So when it does put in the bottom MMT, the time is 6:55 a.m. It's 8/13/2013. That is Pacific Standard Time. Now, it's a very nice short right away on the opening bell. Bam. It's time to get long Amazon off the bottom. You're going to do a limit order. The bid is 292.63 by 292.76. You're only going to buy 100 shares down here because it's still on a zero. So the bid would go at 292, let's say 292.6. 292.6 on 100 shares only at the first bottom. Intraday live right now. Go ahead. See, here's the Amazon. So you got to learn to put the order out there and watch the bid and ask level, sir. Now it's 58. Put it out there at 6. Okay? Somebody bought it at 6 right here. That's only 100 shares, though. Now, that is the intraday. It's not the low. 296.37. You're in. Did you get executed? Yes or no? I need to know from every MMT. So back to the Amazon entry. The time is 7:07 a.m. 8:13. We have a small order down here on the bottom, but there always has to be a stop market order. And how do you apply the stop market order? In the MMT platform, you go here, you go to sell stop, you put the price in, and you hit sell, and it's a stop, and you put the price in. If you're going to limit out of a trade, that's a different order than a sell stop. That's called a limit out order with an overall stop to the entry. This is definitely putting a bottom in at 13 IR. He went down 1.36. So that's negative 1.36. So Amazon got to the lows, I would say that 291.50 is a fairly decent low. And one thing about it is that we would look at how to add more shares to a trade, but due to the Dow selling off, it's the low volume dog days of August. And I explained that both the bull and the bear have the equal amount of risk. Why is that? Because the bull can get walked down very easily on this kind of volume. And then once the sellers are out of the way, we look at how to get back in and or identify the price volume and what the strength of this price volume. So if we want to add 300 shares or 1,000, I don't think so. It's the dog days of August right now. And this is a 369 consolidation bottom. It's very weak. The Dow is down 56 handles. This is all done in 39 minutes. So we're going to work on the first 45 minutes of the tape. And we have a very weak stock. So if you're short, you want this number to be like that, MMT. If you're long, of course you want this above 25 and going higher. So the bottom will remain weak. We got to the high of that bar was 292.19. That's the high of this bar. So let's take a look at the value of Amazon. From the top down, it's 69 cents right now. And so here's the bottom. Here's that teeny line. So we're going to look at how do we add more. So basically, as long as when this is on zero, we're not going to add. So it's very weak. That support level is weak based on that 6 and based on negative 1 1/4 delta. And where is 1 1/4 delta? That just so happens to be right about here at 291.92. That's where we're at right now. So one full delta down would be 292.87. That's 97 cents above us. So 1 3/8 delta is 291.44. So we're going to see just how that teeny bottom is put in, and the time is 7:11 a.m., and how the MMT would go about doing what? The following. So I'm making a decision here, but then I have to execute the trade. So then I go over to the Amazon level 1 and 2 in sterling, and I know what I want to do. Buy 100 Amazon or sell 100 Amazon. Right here, there's a sell button. And so basically we are at 291.93, and the bottom is weak. Amazon is very weak intraday. That remains at 1.27, and he can still go down. So the stop market order would be at, just in case he wants to go down to 1, and so he's 1 3/8 at 291.44. And due to the fact that we're at a 2 and 1 IR, that the 369 is weak at price. 1 3/8 delta has to hold as support. That's always the key. Right now it's at 291.75. So 1 3/8 delta is the major support level of this lower end bottom at 1 3/8. It can come down to 290 1/2 delta and 1 1/2 negative delta down at 69 cents below us. So what we would do in this particular case is we would add another 100 shares at 290.97 cents limit order in. That's 88 cents below, and we'll still keep the limit order out at 292.35. That's the limit to sell, and it's live right now on a 369 bottom. And what has to happen in here is the 1 3/8, which is 50 cents below us. That's the support level. So I can tell you right now, we would keep a stop market order at 22 cents. So the sell stop market order would be 291.22, with a new limit order in at 290.75 on 200 shares below the market. So you have a sell stop and you have a limit to buy as well. You can have a limit to buy and you can have a sell stop. Now, what you want to make sure in the Sterling Pro is you already have a limit order out to sell. That's fine. That's a regular sell. But you have to identify by going here. STP, sell stop. Then you would put the amount right here, and it would be a sell stop because you're long. If you were short, well, it would be a price and it would be a buy stop. These are the settings. Okay? As we put in the bottom of Amazon, the time is 7:36. Here is the live environment on that opening bell. And what they did in the dog days of August is it was an immediate short on the open today. Bam, we made the bottom, then we've come back up to 291. The low, the range is 5.70, $5.70. We're $1.18 off of the low and $4.52 off of the high for the short side. Once again, this trade is live, how to identify the bottom and how equities finally come up. So I'm going to put some new limit orders out to buy Amazon as it will come down and set up a broader base bottom. The time is 7:37 a.m. We went over quite a few things. Here are some other stocks after the first hour. We have Netflix. It was an opening bell short. I'm just updating it. Look at that beautiful move that we have right here. So getting the short side and buying long and knowing when to sell at that resistance line where those diamonds are right here. So a lot of stocks have acted that way. I will be happy to put the Apple computer. It too was or Baidu was a sell short down. This is Baidu, B-I-D-U. And you can see that opening bell gap short and then getting directly long and coming right back up and testing right up here at these diamonds in the MMT platform and knowing how to sell short and go long. And it's strong up toward that upper end of this resistance. If we come up another teeny, we'll get short again for the next leg down. That's the Baidu update. If I show you some other ones that are important, is to know that Netflix is another short at 257.6 right up here to test this half bar later in the day. This is all live right now. Here's the Amazon bottom. We are going to buy the dips when it comes back down. I will give the trade management on Amazon. Here we have the Apple 3-minute chart. It too had that sell gap. Bam! 468 right back to 472. That's how to get long. So in the dog days of August, we had 4 out of 5 opening bell gap sells last week. Yesterday we didn't. Today makes number 6 out of 10 trading days of the calendar month of August. And today's date, 8/13/2013. And the time, 7:39. The tape is open, 1 hour tape plus 9 minutes. One of the things that I will show as far as the when trade, when, once again, opening bell gap short, comes down to support, bam, off to the races to all-time, what? Buying that bottom with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teeny straight up. So, that's on WYNN. Here's the Apple chart. It's still holding up nice. We're going to take a look at the price line chart. Once again, opening bell, sell gap, bam, support, entries, buy it when it comes back down. Remember, it's only 1 hour and 10 minutes in the opening bell in the dog days of August. You can see that sell down right there. There is the sell down right there. One thing about these sell downs is we know one thing for sure. We're going to take a look at the MasterCard trade. On that opening bell, 636, that was a big short sell gap down here. That's a $5 movement. That's, once again, we see it broad-based, but we see how they like to buy the bottoms in the dog days of August. We've already looked at, let's just recap this price line. Opening bell, 962.40, straight down here. It hit our alarms on that opening bell, and we're right up off of that bottom. You can see it's got a $14.38 range in that first hourly tape. We're $4.89 off of buying that bottom and $9.45 off of the top of that short with a 14.38 high-low range day in exactly 1 hour and 11 minutes of the tape. There's another one that I'll be happy to show you, and that's going to be the Google. And what did Google do it? Well, let's see what they all did, MMTs, in the dog days of August. Before we go to Google, I'm going to pull up another chart that I wanted to show, and this was on Tesla, TSLA. They hit the bottom down here. Here, in the MMT, you can see that the low was 145.55, and then it went parabolically up. But it's a look at here. Look at the high and look at the gap. Sell gap down in the dog days of August. We have confirmation. We have the confirmation. So that's how August is playing out at the moment. Let's take a look at another one that you would like to see for the MMT, and it's going to be that big gap that it does. A gap down, it puts straight in the bottom here. Sell gap 888 in the dog days down to 876. Bam, Let's take a look at the range. We have it capped. It's 1275, 3.45 off of the bottom, and 9.30 off of the top still. So they came back in and they sold short on these opening bell gaps. It's everything that we featured and covered this calendar month. And we're in day 2 of the second August week of calendar 2013 with the MMTs identifying bottoms, how to buy long, how to sell short. And I'm going to conclude that this was a very good experience for new MMTs to be involved in. And then we're going to go back through the alarm list and reset the alarms for the rest of the day.